Hi, I wanted to talk to you about putting the windows back together. All the rubber, I completely stripped my bus, as you can see, and now I'm dealing with putting everything back together with all the new rubber. And the doors are a serious pain. And I messed with this for about 3 days before I finally got it all together. And it's still not together because I don't have the clips to hold in the felt channels. I'm still waiting for those to arrive. This is the order of operations that I came up with that worked best. The first thing you put in, and some people say put in the outer scraper first, but this inner scraper is such a pain to get in that there's no way I could have done it with the outer scraper in. I had to take it out. And it's got this weird shape. It does not seem like it wants to go into the holes, but I found that if you take this thing and you pretty much bend it in half, not all the way in half, but mostly in half, so that it squeezes it shut and you can pop it in. And then just go along the line, bend it, pop it in, lay it, and that worked just fine. And then you have to put in this stupid chrome. It's not chrome, it's aluminum. It's really, really easy to bend and damage. As you can see, getting everything in, I did a number on it. But it has a lip, and you got to be really careful because it's aluminum and it bends really, really easily. But it has these clips, and you line them up, and this one you just pull it. Once you get it lined up, just kind of pull gently. You can feel where the bump is, and it'll pop into place. And I think these new ones, this one had 5. And then once you have your scrapers in, then you want to put in your vent window. And it's not, you thought it was hard getting it out, it's really hard getting it in too. You have to kind of, because it fits between these 2 scrapers, and it's really, really hard to move, so you kind of have to bend the ends in order to get that bracket to clear and go down. And then you have to push it, and then you have to take these flaps and kind of tuck them down. That's the way I found it was easiest, in order to get it in, push it in, and then tuck them. And then you got to push it out of the way. And then, in order to get the main window in, you have to take out the regulator because it slips in through this hole. That's what the Bentley said, and it wasn't easy to get in without breaking it. I didn't break it, thank goodness. But in order to get the regulator out, you take out these 2 nuts, these 2 nuts, these 2 nuts, and it says to take this nut out, but you take this nut out, then you have to take your, and with your vent window, you know, the post goes down here, and then it has that bracket that this bolts into. So you have to scoot your vent window out of the way, and make sure you tape everything, because I scratched the crap out of that door out of my new paint. So you have to kind of move it out of the way, and then there's a hump right here. It's like a little divot that your regulator sits in. And you move this out of the way so that the post comes up over here, and you can pop it down. And then this whole, oh yeah, you have to take the doorknob off, or you have to take that off. And then this whole thing pops out and comes out the hole. Then you take your window, shove it up there, and then, oh well, no, first, after you get the regulator out, then you have to scoot the vent window back into its position, then you can get the window up. And then once you have the window in, then you can put the regulator back in and bolt everything back in. And it's, and if you want to, I found it was much easier, even though it isn't secured, to put this felt channel in before I put the window in, because it's really hard with it out even to push that sucker down in there. And it goes down, and there's like a groove that it sits into. And then once the window is in, here's how the window bolts on. The window bolts on with these same nuts. It's the same size as these. I didn't buy enough to put all new ones in. But, here's getting the regulator in. It won't fit right. There is a hole, kind of like a divot, that this fits into. And you have to get that aligned, or these don't want to bolt in. And then this little flap right here goes in the back, and then you just bolt the window on. And I took a wooden block and set it here, and then cranked the window until this came up to the proper height and bolted it on. And then there's another belt channel, and I found that it was a lot easier to get the window in if I waited until the window was already in to put this one in, and then you just got to glue it. And that's pretty much it. Good luck.